Welcome to Soaps.com. I'm Kristen Burt, and we are so excited to have Hunter King back. She is talking about her latest Hallmark movie, which is The Professional Bridesmaid. Hunter, so good to
Hi.
see you.
Hi, it's so good to see you. Thank you so much for having me.
I spent let's see, today's Friday. I spent my Wednesday night watching The Professional Bridesmaid.
Oh, you did?
I did, and I absolutely loved it. And then the premise of the story, you'll have to give us a little highlight in a moment, but had me running to the internet to see if this is an actual job.
Oh my God, right? Same. I know. I did not know that that was a thing. I always wanted to be, or I thought that would be like a fun career, would be like a wedding planner. And I'm like, who thought about professional bridesmaid? Is that a thing?
It
I don't know.
is.
I guess we don't know until because they have to go undercover, right?
Well, I went and did my research, and I want you to know it is a thing. It is a real job. There's a woman who has a whole
Incredible.
company, and because I was like, how factual is it that because your character goes undercover and people don't know that she is hired bridesmaid? I went and asked and looked around and found that 75% of her clients have their bridesmaid go undercover.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, this is interesting news. I feel like we need to do like a whole second movie based just on this. There's just so much to uncover. Wow.
I know it's a whole expose needing to be done on professional bridesmaids.
Who knew? Who knew? Maybe I'll go into the business and I will actually become a professional bridesmaid and no one will ever know.
You're all set for it. So tell us a little bit about Maggie/Maisie, because Maisie is her undercover name. Because
Yes,
this
they're
is such a great
undercover.
premise.
I'm so glad that you liked it. It was such a fun movie. But Maggie, yes, is a professional bridesmaid and she goes undercover for this high profile wedding that she's hired to be a professional bridesmaid for. And along the way, she might find some love, but it's with someone that is kind of on like the do not list. You're not allowed to let him know your real identity. So it makes things a little bit complicated. So it's a really cute story. It's like a love story mixed with a friendship, but just, I love everything about it.
You know what I really loved is that Chandler Massey is your co-star. You both had a really nice, natural, like organic chemistry. Do you guys
Aw.
know each other from daytime, or was this the first time really spending a lot of time together?
No, it was the first time, and he is just such a sweetheart, like a true gentleman. I had so much fun working with him. We constantly would just joke around on set. He's very sweet and kind of quiet, but we'll come up with these like zingers, and you're like, oh my gosh, I did not expect that, Chandler. But he's a doll. I loved working with him. The whole cast was incredible. But I know it's a small world. It's the soap world, it's the daytime world, but we had never crossed paths before. Of course, I've seen his work, but never gotten to meet him.
Yeah, and that to me, because it was a very believable sort of evolving on-screen relationship, which I love. It didn't feel forced. Did you guys feel that chemistry when you went on set together?
Yeah, it just always felt very easy with Chandler. From the first time that we met, it felt like we like had known each other for a long time, like on a friend basis, and it just felt very comfortable being around him and joking around with him. So I'm glad that that translated on camera too.
Yeah, it certainly did. And I have to ask, like, what is your experience being a bridesmaid? Are you one of those that's like the 27 dresses, or have you just done a couple?
No, no, no. I've not done. I've not been, 27 bridesmaids or anything like that. Although that would be pretty fun.
Yes.
I do love that movie, but I am a bridesmaid this year in my sister's wedding, and then next year my other sister's getting married, and so I feel like this was a fun time to film it because on the weekends my sister and I would be calling each other, planning things for my other sister's wedding. So it kind of felt like it was real life mixed with the movie.
Okay, now
Art
that you have,
imitating life. Is that how they say it? Art
I
imitating life or life imitating art? One of those.
either one works, honestly. Because, well, here's the thing, too. I've got to imagine, did you pick up a couple tips from Maggie that you're now going to use for the real life weddings?
That is such a good point. When I was doing the scene that everyone will see, where she's like taking things out of her bag, all her little tricks, I feel like it's like her Mary Poppins bag. I'm like, this is some good stuff. I need to have little weights to hold down the veil so it doesn't blow away in the wind when they're taking photos, or chalk to cover up wine stains. These are things that I had never thought about, and I will now be very prepared. And everyone will want me as their bridesmaid.
And hence, that's where you launch your own professional bridesmaid
There you
service.
go.
I love it. Now, I know that you have a multi-picture deal with Hallmark. I was curious, how are you doing the projects? Are you picking them yourselves? Are they bringing them to you? How does that sort of partnership work?
They usually bring them to me, and then I read them over and see if it seems like it will be a good fit. And I feel like it's hard to say no to anything with Hallmark because they're all so feel good. That's my favorite kind of movie is rom-coms, just feel good movies, get away from life for a little bit. So all of them are just such an easy read, and it's easy to picture what a fun time it will be making the movie. So I'm actually right now I'm in Winnipeg in Canada filming another Hallmark movie that will be out much later this year.
Can you tease, like, is it maybe a Christmas movie? Maybe?
It might be a Christmas movie, perhaps.
Perhaps. I know a lot of times this is there's like 2 seasons of when they film Christmas movies or holiday fare. So I'm like, maybe.
Yes.
Is there anything, because I know that you've done one of the mysteries and you've done Christmas movies. Obviously, I enjoyed the Royal Corgi Christmas immensely. You've done the wedding genre. Is there anything you're looking to tackle? You're like, oh, I cannot wait to get, this type of character on their radar.
That's a good question. I don't know. I feel like I'm just down to do, anything that comes my way, I'm like, oh my gosh, this would be so much fun. So like you said, it's like Christmas movies, and then getting to do the mystery with Rhiannon Fish was so much fun. She became my best friend ever. And I never thought like that, oh my God, a mystery. But once I did, I'm like, oh my God, I want to do more mysteries now. It's such a fun genre. And to be honest, I just love rom-coms. Those are my favorite thing ever, just romance movies in general. I'm such a sap. I'm one of those girls who just loves to sit and watch any kind of romance movie. I've probably seen them all of them I've ever, like anything on Netflix, anything just on TV. I've seen every single one. I'm very proficient in that. So I don't know, I'm down for anything, but I do love the romance genre a lot.
I have to ask then, what is your favorite rom-com? Like the go-to that you watch like over and over again and can recite every line?
Okay. The go-to favorite rom-com would have to be You've Got Mail. I think that's the one.
That's a classic.
It's so good. How can anybody not love that one, right? Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan, the dynamic duo. I could watch that every single day and never get tired of it.
And it's funny because the technology has aged so much.
I know, right?
So I kind of like appreciate that you're like, it's still my favorite.
It's still so good. It's so good. That's what I'm thinking now when people like 20 years from now watch movies that we make today, like, are they going to be so embarrassed by like our text messages or like FaceTime? They're going to have like holograms. They're like, oh my God, these old folks, like, what is it going to be like then? But I still love it.
Around this brick.
Right. Right. They're like, oh my God, so unnecessary.
Absolutely. For me, it's always miscongeniality. There's something about Sandra Bullock that just, and Benjamin Bratt, they had great chemistry. Chemistry is such a big thing for me because I won't name it on camera, but I will tell you that I watched a recent rom-com and I'm like, these two people, I don't even know if they like each other in real life. They're supposed to be in love. I don't buy it.
Right. It totally makes a difference. I feel like you can tell as the audience, you're like, I buy it or I don't buy it at all. And so you're right. Miscongeniality is one of those. You're like, the chemistry is just off the charts. It's a necessary thing. They have to have good chemistry.
It's electric. Yeah. So that's why I was saying, like, when I meant that you and Chandler had chemistry, like I bought it. So it's
thank you.
It's a compliment.
Thank you. No, I mean, he was so easy to work with. How could anybody not have chemistry with him? He's a doll.